What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody? We're here in front of the Austin Archives. As you can see, it's a big building. We're about to go inside and check it out.
Yeah.
Meet some people, see some cool books.
Come on. Follow
With
us.
All right. What's up, UFO Garage? It's Joe here. Ben's on the camera. We're here with Miles today at the Anomaly Archives here in Austin, Texas. We're kind of just cruising around and checking out what they got in here. All right, so say what's up, man.
Hey, how's it going?
This
I'm like, hey.
is our new microphone. So,
That's a
but
great microphone.
yeah, man, we're out here. We're gonna check out some books and stuff, and kind of Miles, I guess, kind of tell us a little bit about the place.
All right, so we're here right downtown at 55 North IH35, right on the frontage road at the corner of the northbound frontage road and Lambie Street, right near the river. And we've been in existence since 2003, but we've been at this location for the last 2 years. So we've got thousands of books on UFOs, consciousness, parapsychology, anything weird and anomalous, thus the Anomaly Archives. And we are a completely 501c3 nonprofit, and we are here in this building with our thousands of books and periodicals. We've got about 1,500 of which can be checked out to membership if you want to take the books home. The rest are available for in-house reference, non-circulating use. You can come this way and check out some of the stuff. So
Come with us.
our biggest collection is a few thousand books from this rare book collector and seller. His name was Bob Gerard. He passed away back in 2011. He ran this really famous, infamous catazine catalog magazine back in the day. I think we've got copies here. That was basically came out every couple of months or every month, and he would write these little micro reviews of every book that he had for sale, whether he loved it or hated it. And that was what made it famous. Was he was infamous for writing these really scathing reviews of these things he's trying to sell you, like this is the worst piece of crap.
This is a piece of shit. Buy it.
Totally, yeah.
Honesty.
He was very honest. He was also quite curmudgeonly, but lovable nonetheless. And you know, he wasn't really well known for his own ideas, but he did publish a few different books on the subject of UFOs and his ideas about them. The Revolt of the Free. This one, the Future Man, is probably the most comprehensive of his ideas about the nature of the abduction phenomenon and the UFO phenomenon at large. And so he had collected thousands of books on the subjects of UFOs, but also ancient civilizations, expeditions and explorations into South and Central America. Lots of books on folklore, ancient sacred sites in England and the United States. Just a ton of stuff that's like tangential to the UFO phenomena, but as Charles Fort, one of the preeminent forefathers of the strange phenomena movement, said, a circle is measured beginning anywhere. So, you know, I use the UFO as index to everything weird. You know, it's like 7 degrees or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon in the UFO.
Right. Yeah.
You can find these connections anywhere. And if you want to ascribe meaning to them, you can be all Jungian and say, oh, wow, holy crap, I just had a synchronicity. This means something to me. So, which the main goal of our nonprofit organization is the preservation of these kinds of materials, not just popular literature, but also the research papers, the correspondence, research data of actual UFO investigators as well as UFO experiencers. We have the personal research files and libraries of past researchers, such as a guy named Bob Durant, who is big in the Roswell investigation area, as well as interested in psychic remote viewing, which we were talking about earlier. So yeah, I was mentioning the Gerard collection is our largest donation. We're still processing it. It's a few thousand books and magazines, periodicals. I mentioned Bob Durant. There's a local past life hypnotherapist, regression therapist, Rabia Lynn Clark. She donated some of her materials that we have here. The original collection was like 1,000 books that I donated that were mine and Wesley Nations. Wesley Nations was a guy who I met back in the 1990s during the zine scene when people were doing desktop publishing and Xerox photocopying, little fanzine kind of stuff. And so there was like this explosion in it of paranormal, UFO and conspiracy, chaos magic, and all psychedelics all come together in his magazine, which was called Crash Collusion, and it was fucking awesome. And got to meet him. He was local, and he introduced me to this whole other network of people publishing stuff. And he showed me how to use the desktop publishing stuff. I started doing a desktop published magazine called ELF, Elf Infested Spaces, after Terrence McKenna's idea about DMT being the gateway to strange experiences, and the subtitle being Journal of Possible Paradigms, as a play off of Robert Anton Wilson's saying we don't need a new paradigm, we need to abandon paradigms or wear them like glasses for different views on things. But Wes moved away, and to lessen his load when he moved out west, he donated a whole bunch of his books. So then at some point I had over 1,000 books. I was like, I'm not reading these. Somebody, I need to make access to other, so that other people can have access. And that was where kind of the organization, the seed of it came. So besides the thousands of books, we also have thousands of magazines. So I can show you, we have another room, a couple of rooms down the hall. So these two rooms are not public. There are like storage and staging area. So right now what we have in here is more of that Bob Gerard collection that's in the process of being cataloged. Some of these books are from the 1600s. So we have literally like books that are hundreds of years old here. Many of them have been obviously rebound over the years.
This is the book from Hocus Pocus, right?
Yes.
Laced with skin.
Yeah.
Do not read certain passages from these books. But yeah, it's a wide assortment of stuff. Not all of it's UFO related. Like there's this book on Orson Welles and so forth. He, as the quote you may have seen in there, Gerard really wanted to have one place where he had the sum of human knowledge. Like, yeah, everybody wants to build the Library of Congress or something. But a lot of great stuff in here that we're still processing.
Yeah. Wow.
Great books. And some of the stuff, you pull it open and you're just like, holy, like just the amazing stuff that's inside.
Man, this is so cool. Wow. These are insane looking, man. Wow.
That may have been the ones that are actually from the 1600s, I forget. But,
dang.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so these are some of the thousands of periodicals that we have that have been cataloged. Besides the ones that you saw in the other room. So like you were mentioning the MUFON collection. So like here's all of our MUFON. Here's all of our Fate magazines. Here's that magazine I was talking about, Crash Collusion, from here in Austin.
Oh yeah.
Love that cover.
Very cool.
And a lot of other rare stuff. There was from back in the day. So back on the drag downtown in the university area used to be this place called Fringeware. And they had a magazine called Fringeware Magazine, and great stuff. Lots of cyberpunk culture, horror writing, and psychedelic writing. More zines from that same 1990s period. A lot of conspiracy stuff, a lot of new age stuff. If you've ever read Ginny Randall, she's a famous UFO writer who's still around, putting out great books. This is her
Fire and
UFO,
Sky.
And with Bufora, the British UFO Research Association. This is her little newsletter, the Northern UFO News. It's kind of very zine-like.
Mm-hmm.
And that tiny print is about approximate for her actual handwritten script. When you would get notes from her,
Wow.
like really tiny handwriting. So lots of great stuff. Nexus, I think Nexus is still around publishing. And then there's just more books around the corner here that are in various stages and process and being cataloged. Like I mentioned, we've got the paper files of a number of different UFO researchers and experiencers. There's a local abductee who was one of the 7 abductees that was profiled in a book called Taken by abduction researcher Carla Turner, who unfortunately passed away far too soon in her life. But she had Texas connections, and this local abductee used to live out near Leander, and kept copious notes on all of her daily dreams, daily weird experiences, lots of photographs of strange marks on her body, the typical stuff for the classic alien abductions phenomena. But there's some great collections of stuff in there, including like there's her personal notes about a triangular UFO sighting that she saw over Lakeway from her house, and there's also that she went outside to look at it, and it was witnessed by her and her mom. She was called by the then Austin MUFON director, Ellen Stewart, who used to run the groups here, and to ask her, hey, we're getting reports of this strange object. Can you go see if you can see it? And she couldn't. She made a report, submitted that to MUFON. So we've got her diary and personal notes on it. We've got her MUFON report on it. And the next day or that weekend, there was a local Lakeway newspaper article about it. So
Yeah.
got a little bit of news on that. So we've got a lot of extra copies of stuff, and of course we're going to start seeding those in the little mini libraries around town, people's neighborhoods as promotion.
Yeah.
So that'll have bookmarks and brochures about the organization. So yeah, we're open Thursdays and Saturdays, 2 to 6 p.m. most weekdays and weekends, and it's all volunteer run, so it's always a good idea to call us or email us ahead of time to make sure that we're going to be open, but we're trying to expand those hours with more volunteers. So
Perfect.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you
Well, thanks for showing us around, dude.
thanks for coming by.
Appreciate it.
Right.
The children of Mu. I wonder if he's related to Hugh.
Hugh.
Mu.